morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you are in the big, beautiful world. Yes, I am recording it. Let me just get nice and comfy. So, obviously, these Wednesday ones are a bit more chill, and hope everyone's doing well. What I am glad to see more than anything is that in the main chat there seems to be a bit more activity, despite recent happenings, as we all know, with the prices and stuff like that. There's it's good to I know this is probably not good to see is not the right thing to say. It's comforting to know that we're not the only ones in this situation. For the first time in a while, I decided, let me go have a look at other tokens in the market and their communities and what's going on, especially for the meme token communities that released when we released and also following our release. So newer things, stuff like that. And everyone's been absolutely pummeled. The sentiment in other tokens is just as down. If anything, it further solidified my belief and passion for this project. And I don't even believe project is the right word to say anymore. For me, I see it more as a movement. Solidified my belief more into this movement. The only thing, after further reflection and thinking, that we are missing currently is just hype, really. That's how meme tokens work. The other day we spoke about infrastructure, and obviously the devs have been working on that, trying to get us onto Dogechain. I'm not too sure what's happening with that. I'm sure we'll get an update sooner or later, but I'd prefer it that way, because every single time it seems that the devs try doing something that helps build the infrastructure of this community. You get people coming in from the outside, just temporarily pumping up the token and then heading on their own way. And ultimately, that was kind of the start of the slight downfall that we had. If And we've mentioned it so many times, that one big sale that happened just before we led on to MEXC, you can literally see it on the price chart, is where things turned around and the sentiment just got crushed. And I like the way that the devs are handling this now, in the sense where it's the price is what it is, and the things that they promise will happen, and they'll happen when they happen. I like the fact that the devs don't feel pressured by the community, and that's the way it is. As a community, our role is to be a community, not to be savages and try to push our devs into giving us squeezing out more info out of them. Here's the thing. I was thinking about it, like, let's just be real. As we've mentioned multiple times and on multiple occasions, the sentiment, as much as we don't like it, is determined by the price. And at the early stages of a token in general, that's just the way it's going to be. You're going to have a bunch of moon boys and moon girls and people looking for a quick pump. And there was a very nice discussion that happened a few days ago on the chat, on the Telegram, that is, where the devs, was speaking up, and Loop and Toshi specifically had a very good input as well. And to see that the devs understand the current climate and the situation is the best bit. There's nothing better and nothing more reassuring to a holder of a token than the voice of the devs. And I think our community takes that for granted a little bit. I think a lot of people take it for granted, because on other tokens, meme tokens, they specifically rely on the devs, even if they're community projects. Like, there was another project like that was earlier this week released, and the dev mentioned something and the price pumped and he just went missing for 3 days and the price absolutely dumped. And he's one of them devs that communicates to like Etherscan and stuff. I hate that shit. I hate the whole secrecy sort of, oh, the dev, let's try to decode what the dev is trying to say. I love the fact that our devs just speak and speak frequently, as a matter of fact. There's nothing better than that, I don't know what more people would want from a token, or a community, so to speak, where the devs are more active than 95% of the members within the community. And I got to applaud the fact that the devs are sticking to their word and will continue to stick to their word. I have no doubts about that. And the messages from Mark and Warren and MD further, exemplified that fact, and then further showed us all that really, like they said, they're here to stay. And that's one of the most valuable things, especially during a bear market where people are getting absolutely pummeled. Tokens are crumbling, people are devastated, things that aren't supposed to be pumping are pumping, and things that are supposed to be pumping are not. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. And I'm not happy about it. I just try to stay positive. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, hell yeah, I stress. Like, we are all feeling the the squeeze together. We're all feeling the pressure together. And there is no better feeling you know than having your community devs, especially your devs and your community main members, constantly engaging with you while this is happening. And people often forget, in our token, there are liquidity providers. The devs themselves have liquidity. And at the end of the day, as much as they're not even in the sense the biggest bag holders, there are people with more tokens. People will be feeling the squeeze. And they would want nothing more than to see this token pump, even though it's not the main objective. But obviously, they just want people to feel good about themselves. They want people to feel happy. And if the price pumping is what makes people happy, then that's what they would like to see. And if they want to see if memes make people happy, that's what they'd like to see. We're obviously based off the memes, but at the end of the day, you know, um, right now the whole crypto market itself feels like a big casino. Generally, it always has been a big casino, and people do miss a lot of opportunities. As I mentioned earlier on during the duckcast, this is the first kind of token that I've bought off like Dex tools or meme token in general. But the first time I ever purchased crypto was in 2015 or 14, towards, actually, no, I like to the yeah that probably November 2015 was the first time I purchased crypto. And this is back, I can't even remember what Bitcoin was worth, but I got it. I can't remember. But if I can't remember, because maybe I remember seeing a 3-digit Bitcoin around 400 and something dollars Australian, which is probably high 300s American. Now, I can't remember if that's when I first purchased, or I can't remember if that's when I was looking in 2014 and I just didn't even know how to purchase. Because for us over here in Australia, it wasn't really a big thing. The second we have our own kind of exchange over here, everyone has every exchange, right? But the simple to go to exchange in Australia is called CoinSpot, and it's super simple. And I remember registering for that all the way back then. And I'm talking about pre KYC days. Like, you had to physically take a photo holding the numbers that were on the screen written on a piece of paper, and then submit your license. an actual photo like of it and stuff back then, and it was just so bizarre. And the first time I ever purchased like was on Binance, I believe. And before I even purchased, I think Binance Coin got released. Litecoin was new. Uh, uh, Back then, Litecoin was being spoken up as the silver of Bitcoin. Silver version of Bitcoin being the gold. Dogecoin was virtually non-existent. I don't even know if it existed. Um, Elon Musk wasn't a big thing, but he was talking about Bitcoin in general. XRP was still, up there, but relatively cheap. That's how far back I'm talking, and I'm sure many of you were there as well. And back then, I could sit here now and say, fuck, I remember doing a calculation maybe during the bull run of 20, fuck, would it be 19 or 20? I think it was 19, where I calculated if I had held my Ripple, my XRP, I would have made like $1.8 million. Now I could sit here and be, regret and whatever, and be all upset and completely distraught. Could have owned, 100 Bitcoin, could have done any, at the end of the day, but opportunities arise and opportunities disappear. I feel like duckereum, we won't know how big of an opportunity it will be until we get that catalyst. And from now until whenever that catalyst happens, we won't know what the thing will be. At the moment, what I really like is the fact that the devs in the community are trying to figure this out. We have our meme contests. We've gotten onto Mexi. We've used Shillers. We've, trying. I don't know what's happening with Dogechain, but ultimately we'll be on Dogechain. So pairing up with other meme communities, things like that, we'll see what that does for the community sentiment, the holders, and the price ultimately. And at the end of the day, this is the testing phase. And in the testing phase, you just, and I have to as well, accept the fact that somebody out there right now that doesn't even know about the duckereum will get a better entry price than you. So I bought in, guys, I bought in at fucking 3 million market cap. We're sitting at like 560. And I've done a YOLO, don't forget. So like I'm pretty down bad, but at the end of the day, it won't matter in the long run, right? Because I'm not looking at, the short term whatever, because at the end of the day, it's funny that people send those little charts and tables that say if you bought Dogecoin here, you would have had 1,000, and then the year later it would be 100,000, and the year after that would be 2,000, and at one stage it could have been close to zero. But people only send that when the price is going up. But put your money where your mouth is and stick to your word. If the duckereum goes down to 10,000 market cap, if you sell, okay, you're gonna sell at a loss. But at the end of the day, them Dogecoin millionaire boys and girls, they saw them bags go to close to zero. They saw them super like big pumps happen, and then pumps dissipate and disappear the money. And they didn't point fingers at anyone. They're not pulling hair out and whatever. The comparison, however, that I don't like to Dogecoin is that Dogecoin is Dogecoin. Okay? Dogecoin is a thing in itself. Dogecoin was the first coin. Like, I remember seeing Dogecoin so early on, and that's not one of my regrets, because I remember seeing Dogecoin when it was virtually worthless. Like, I mean, like those guys, I don't know. Like I said, I've been around. I first bought, crypto in 2015, but I was too naive and too young to hold on or to whatever. I just didn't understand it well. Um, but I had the chance to buy a Dogecoin and I didn't, because that's how fucking ridiculous it was. That's how stupid buying Dogecoin was back then. Like, it didn't even make sense to buy it. It didn't even, like, the supply was huge. The price was sub 0.000 whatever, and there was no incentive to buy it. And what, Elon pumped its mum. Elon pumped it to the moon, which doesn't even make sense considering that Elon isn't even a crypto kind of. Yes, he owns crypto, but so do millions of other people. It's just hype. Now, we might not have our Elon. We don't know. Who God knows. But we might not have our Elon pump. We may not have our thing like that. But we don't need to be like Dogecoin. We don't need to be like Shiba or Flocky or whatever you want to call those other dog tokens. We don't need to LARP. What we're doing now is perfect. And the fact that the price doesn't reflect that is unfortunate, yes, but it's not a true reflection. I see duckereum, with the amount of supply it has, with the tokenomics it has, and with the devs that it has, becoming a like ecosystem of its own. There's only 100 million tokens. Like, we could just hypothetically, at our current price, we're a 10x from 5 million market cap. We're, we're, like a 20x from 10 million. So what would you say from there? We're, like 100 million would put us at 10 cents, which would be, at the moment, we're sub one, about like what, five? So the opportunity to make your money back, dear listener that's stressed about prices, is there. However, as a community, um, I feel like the engagement is starting to pick up a little bit more. There's fresh ideas coming in. There's people doing different things. And that's really refreshing to see. And the fact that the devs stay in contact is the most reassuring thing to me. It's very reassuring. Now, I don't know what happens to us. But what I do know for a fact is that we will be around for the next bull market. At least that's what I feel. We'll be around. And from now till the next bull market, what's been, observed is now that the devs are working on infrastructure, working on, teaming up with other chains, with other listings, with other people, other communities, getting everything ready. Or as if you want to use it as an analogy, setting up the restaurant before dinner comes. If this token was a restaurant, what's the point of having all the people in it when there's no food or tables to sit on? But by developing the infrastructure, putting out the tables, with the tables being the CXs, that's where the food gets served, with the chairs being the meme contests, with the things that people are working on within the community. That's the platform for people to come and sit down and actually enjoy the time that they're having during dinner to keep their asses seated, and at the behind, the front desk are the quackers. They're your waiters, they're your, your bartender, you're this, you're that, people to engage with. And in the kitchen are the devs, the chefs. Right now, it has to be like that. But ultimately, the goal that we want is to become an open buffet where, I know it sounds so dumb and cringy, but where the community itself can put its own food, where the community itself can put in a recipe, where the community itself can take the initiative and, push forward these ideas. And it's starting, yes. However, it's going to take time. At the end of the day, like, Telegram may not be the platform where we pop off. Twitter may not be the platform where we pop off. Have we explored Facebook? Have we explored Instagram? Have we explored Reddit? Have we explored all these other places? Have we tried Facebook ads? Have we tried Google ads? Have we tried, there's so many opportunities to market in the real world. Because at the end of the day, that's how you get real people. And we're still early, at the end of the day, we want to be our own thing, our own community, our own ideas. And eventually there will come a time where we don't need to rely on a catalyst. We will be the catalyst. We'll be the people that other communities hope our devs engage with them. A thing that I've been thinking about, and I'm going to need your opinions in the Telegram chat at least, is to be holding, I think it's about time that I start holding these DuckCasts on Twitter with, our devs and the main page sharing the VC or the crypto Twitter space, because that will give us more exposure. We've got a few thousand like a few thousand followers on the Twitter page. The engagement is much higher there. And Duckerberg's got quite a few followers, and that could help increase the engagement, because at the end of the day, we need to get some fresh ears in, some fresh people in, and on the Twitter Spaces, people will see Mondays and Wednesdays there's a DuckCast happening. And if that picks up there, then maybe I'll reintroduce the third DuckCast that we used to do on the weekend exclusively on the Telegram to bring people over. So for me, and people that are following will see that there is a DuckCast, correct? That's the plan. So I feel like if I do it on Twitter, people will see that we exist, even if they don't tune in, but they'll see us at the top of the screen. And by seeing us at the top of the screen, do you think maybe the time that we do the DuckCast might not be the right time? That's completely up to you guys. Whatever time you want is the time that I'll go with. The only reason why, Delator, that we have the times that we're doing now is because that's the time that the meme contest starts and the time that the meme contest finishes. That's the only reason why. However, if you have any other ideas as to what time I should be doing the DuckCast, then I'm more than happy to change it, or get as close as possible to that time. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a poll. I'm not too sure how to, but I'm sure someone does, and we'll do it. Because I think it's about time, we get onto that bit over there on the DuckCast, at least on the Twitter, so people, like I said, even if they're not engaging, they'll see that we're there. Even if the market's in a bear market, people just want to tune in. And some people might tune in hoping to hear some fire or some FOMO or some hate. Like really, there's never hate in this. There will never be hate in this. We have our up days, we have our down days, and that's something that's natural. But I feel like these would be so much more beneficial to people that aren't involved, within within the Telegram. And I don't know how that would work. If you guys even wanted, I'll end this duckcast right now and start a crypto Twitter space and send you this recording. Um, and if you guys want to do that, we'll continue it on there and use that as like a little tester because I don't really have much on. So this one can be just like a chill one and people can chat and whatever it is. But I'm just reading what's going on. So MD said we tried this time to include most of the world. That's true. That is true as well. So at the end of the day, that's what it is. I wonder what's going on. Got all these buys coming in. God, we're so numb to it now. Remember back in the day, people would be like, more, more. Anytime there would be a buy. Yeah, no clue. I don't really care. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, so would you guys prefer um for me to continue the Duckcast on the Telegram or this one specifically, or should we start fresh on crypto Twitter next time? Because I don't really mind just ending this one here and just moving over to crypto Twitter and seeing how that goes today. Because I feel like today's chat can, I feel like, I got a bit of time and my sentiment's a little bit better. And, I've had a busy few weeks and I've missed you guys more than anything. You got to let me know though. But I don't know how to. Can I even record on Twitter? That's the thing. I'm not even too sure about that.
You should be able to.
Can I? All right. Well,
How about, do you want to keep it here today?
Yeah.
And then you can
That's
play
right.
a bit.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah. So I'll use the rest of the week to figure out how it works and stuff like that. And
Technology, eh?
yeah, and then I'll repost my Twitter handle because the Twitter handle I'll be using is the one that we used for the AMA from XC. Um, just so it's easier that way. Because it just from that XC, I don't know if they're bots or whatever. That account got like 140 followers in a day, and I was like, whoa, whoa, and I was like, but they're probably all bots because every time like I'd put up a status, no one would even like it. So I was like, okay, typical bird app sort of things. But yeah, so that's what it is. So, anyways, as I was saying before, I went off track. So things like that, I feel like it's time for us to start moving back out there because the familiar faces that we had initially in these chats are starting to change. Like I'm starting to see more fresh faces on here as well. With the fact that, at the end of the day, some people would have left or some people just wouldn't be interested or some people whatever, and that is what it is. People, that's what's going to happen. But going onto crypto Twitter, we can move some more people in. But as I was saying, anyways, like I'm thinking about doing like another thread, and the reason why is because the possibilities that we have at the moment, the way that we're going with the structure that we have. Oh, so we've got a new whale. Someone sent 6 ETH from Binance to his wallet and bought Ducker in 4 times. He just became holder number 9. Welcome to you, new whale. Welcome. Welcome. So yeah, so with the like the 100 million supply and stuff like that, like so we just had this person come in, let's say with a 6 ETH buy, or so I presume, and our market cap went up immensely. I think we were sitting at, from the first buy, that was at 581, and then just going down, that took us all the way up to 641. And I'm sure some of these European Jeets, would sell, but it is what it is. I got big beef with you, my European friends. You guys got to sort your shit out. You guys got to sort your shit out. I love you all, but you got to sort it out. But anyways, continue to go on. Yeah, so the 100 million supply and the market cap can just, it can fly. You know what I mean? It can fly, and that's why I'm not stressed at all. Like, am I happy? I'm relaxed. That's all I could say. There's a difference between being ecstatic and relaxed. I'd rather be relaxed than constantly ecstatic, because at the end of the day, fear fear is a lot more of a stronger emotion than happiness. Fear lasts longer, happiness short term. Happiness is more powerful short term, but fear lasts longer. And that's what I really want to help the community, and all of us together can drive out this fear. And I don't know what there is to fear here. I really don't understand. Literally, if I had a person coming in and whatever, getting involved and wanting to participate in duckereum, at the end of the day, bro, I am zero stress. There's no way this is going to get rugged. There's no way that our devs are bullshit artists, and there's no way that this token is going anywhere. Oh, so why is the price not high? It's Jeets, bro. Literally, the market. That's the way. That's just the reason why. I swear to you, to anyone listening to this in the future, the reason why we are having conversations like these are due to the current market conditions and just some Jeets. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would sell this. Maybe they're chasing other bags. Maybe they're scared. I don't know, but it's completely illogical in my opinion, at least. And I'm not even a major holder. I got to double check. I'm not even a major holder, but at the end of the day, like, fuck, you got nothing to lose. Top wallets generally hold. I moved up the ranks a little bit, but I don't even know if I'm in the top 50 anymore. That'll be awesome. But at the end of the day, the how big that we want to get as a community, you want to be lucky enough to be in the top 200. Because remember, the 100 million supply doesn't mean that we're not gonna be one of them 1 cent, 2 cent, $1 tokens. Gotta remember, if we had the same market cap as any of the top 5 meme coins, fuck, we're talking multiple dollars. Considering they're all already there, they just need to be bought up and eaten up. And that's what I feel like we were having that conversation earlier today about what was it again? The meme contests, people buying Ducker tokens to be involved in the meme contests. I completely agree, because the way that I'm starting to see it is that, okay, we only have 100 million tokens and they're all already out there. There's no releases. If we get like, 1,000 people in, each buying, some Ducker or whatever, and later on, those people buying will add up and eat up that volume. Yeah, little by little. But when you have more competitions with different things, and you need duckereum to participate, then yeah, hell yeah, you'll actually end up being in the spot where people will be buying duckereum to get involved, and then as a result, eating up that volume, right? And that's what we need. I feel like that's what we need. Once they're all in circulation, it's cruisy as. Look at Dolator, damn, getting knocked down on from place. Damn you, Dolator. Lucky bastard. Lucky bastard. It is what it is, though. Some of you got lucky enough. I was a bit late getting in to the duckereum. Guilty. I got pumped. I got smashed. But I'm jacked. I'm jacked to the tits. I'm as jacked as I can get. Oh, YOLO'd. That meme I sent earlier about the, me getting ready to YOLO my entire retirement account for one trade. Yeah, guilty. That's just the way I am. It is what it is. So anyways, so some things to remember. I got to do a poll. Next time we're going to be doing this on crypto Twitter. If I get free, I'll try it on the weekend, but the engagement seems to be down on the weekend, and I don't know why. Maybe people are spending time with their families and stuff like that. But generally, I just thought Twitter doesn't, crypto doesn't sleep. That was the big benefit of it, considering the stock market closes, on the weekends. I thought crypto would be pumping, but yeah, like Dollar was saying, volume is generally low on the weekends. And yeah, we've got some exciting things coming up, especially with the merger and stuff like that. But I think it's priced in. I think everything's priced in. Like I said earlier, guys, I genuinely just believe it's a waiting game now. It's just the community getting a bit more involved and hoping for that not hoping, but waiting for that catalyst. I don't know what it'll be, but it's definitely going to happen from in here. Like, I would love to speak to the person that just bought and was that wallet, just to see his take. Just to ask him, like, how did you stumble across this? Why are you buying this now? Because it's a super smart buy, in my opinion, regardless of the market cap. Getting yourself, in my opinion at least, I see the duckereum. Hitting $1 easy. I see the duckereum. Okay, let's not be moon boys. I see the duckereum hitting 60 cents easily, and possibly going up to 200 million, like $2. So for me, my target was 500,000 duckereum plus. That's my opinion. Everyone's different, but if you own one duckereum, hear me out. If you own one duckereum, or you own 1,000,000 duckereum, you are more valuable. Like, as in you, how can I word it properly? Wait, I got my tongue twisted. You are worth the same. You are part of the community. You are a duckereum holder, and you are invited to partake in these meme contests and things like that. Generally, everyone was welcome, but as they were saying earlier, the meme qualities are going to be shit if you're not holding any Ducker tokens. So at the end of the day, this will be, in my opinion, once, like, can you imagine the degeneracy that would be happening in these chats if we had 10,000 people? Like, we have 30 to 40 active people in the chat constantly, like watching or whatever. Let's say 20 people constantly engaging, and this is how active our chat is. Times that by 500. We wouldn't even be able to do it on Telegram anymore. Telegram wouldn't be feasible. We'd have to move on to something else. That's the plan. I don't know how, but let's see. We'll find out. Well, anyways, that's the end of this DuckCast. I love you all, and I hope you guys have a good day. And I'll talk to you guys in the chat text. So my mouth's getting dry, and it's almost nap time for me. All right, love you all. Good night.